7 months ago, we opened our doors and it's been a trip. And honestly, let me set up the shop first. So when I first get in the shop, I usually take all the bikes and then put it outside. We just don't have that much space here, and over time, we've accumulated quite a number of bikes. Huh? And that doesn't even include like the bikes that we service. We've got a couple of bikes in the queue today. Here's what's in the queue. That's Kenneth's workstation over there. And a couple of more bikes on the queue. So the space is a little bit chaotic and I mean, it's a bike shop. I feel like this is what bike shops look like. So to be honest, man, when we started the shop, we did not start it with a lot of capital. Like when we first opened, I think I have some pictures or video, probably pictures of how the shop looked like, and we did not have a lot of stuff in the shop. In fact, the starting capital that we had for the shop was probably equivalent to like both of my bikes' value combined. While that's still a good sum of money, the reality is when you're starting a business, that amount is not big at all. Most people put in like millions of pesos to start a business, and we did not have that. I need my coffee. Because we started the vlog in 2020 and then we were already like vlogging for like a few years. By the time we did open a shop, people knew who we were and it was easy to get the word out. And then also because of the vlog, we had some prior relationships with brands, and some of the brands were very, very helpful. So the guys from Traction were super helpful to me because not only was I able to purchase some bikes from them so that we could sell it, but also since we had a prior relationship, they helped me out with a lot of the inventory, especially in the beginning. A lot of the inventory came from them with flexible payment terms, I should say. But yeah, without them, I would still have a lot less stuff in the shop. One of the nice things also about having a YouTube channel is that you tend to be like a trusted person. So what happened was, especially in the beginning, we opened the shop and then a close friend of mine said, "Hey, I have a bike that I am not using and I want to sell it. Can you sell it for me?" I said, "Sure, you can just leave the bike here and then I'll try to sell it for you." And then that kind of happened a lot. So I had a lot of friends or a lot of acquaintances who said, "Hey, I have extra bike stuff and I want to sell it. Can I sell it in your store?" So that was also another way for us to fill the store up with stuff. And most of the stuff we have at the store is a mixture of secondhand items and brand new stuff. And you know, okay, and the camera fell. Where am I gonna put this? So of course, we owe a big thank you to the guys from Traction, to the first few loyal customers. every customer that comes in, we owe a big thanks to. But the first few were super important. And of course, the people who trust me with their stuff to sell. So far, it's been okay. Now we have a whole bunch of other brands as well, like these guys from Arise. It's a carbohydrate drink. It's to fuel your rides. And somehow we were even able to get a cycling shades supplier over here, Tifosi. These look pretty good. And I've been using Tifosi for a couple of years now. Here's my pair. They have lasted me a pretty long time. When me and my wife decided to start the bike shop, Villain Cycles Bike Shop, one of the things that we got really lucky with was the space. We were able to find this space somehow. We pass it every day, and long story short, there was a space available. The second biggest thing that we were lucky with also was I found Kenneth. Now, it was luck, but also there was a lot of work involved, because what I did was one night I sat down, I opened my Facebook, I looked at my friends list, and I must have messaged more than 100 people if they could recommend a mechanic. And the one that eventually panned out was Kenneth. And the other thing I was really lucky with is that Kenneth is really good at what he does. It's one thing to be able to bring people in through the vlog, but it's another thing to have people trust you on a regular basis with one of the things that they love the most, which is their bicycles. And Kenneth is very good with the bicycles. Hi Ken. Video ko ni mo Ken ha. We've been a shop already for more like mga 7 months, right? How has it been so far?
Okay lang.
Good.
Yeah.
You're able to fix it?
Oh.
We have a regular customer, and his shifter started conking up for the front derailleur. So Kenneth just brought it home and fixed it. So you made like a new washer.
Bye.
Imong likod, akong gi-video. Alright. John's bike works again. Thanks to Kenneth. So most days I'm just here on this part of the shop, and I'm on my laptop, pretty much just doing administrative work, marketing, inventory, sales, basically all of the typical things a small business owner does, which is a little bit of everything. It's not a very interesting part of the job, but it is part of the job. I feel like the interesting part of the job is being able to try different bicycles or try different components and actually go on a bike ride. And in many ways, that is where it's been a little bit challenging for me, because I actually have less time to ride because of this shop. Since I'm here on a regular basis and I have to kind of man the shop sometimes, you know? So I haven't been able to have as much time to ride as I normally would. So one of the challenges when we first opened the shop, it's a limited space, so I didn't know where to put the wash area. And when I talked to Kenneth, when we first got together, we were talking about the layout of the shop. He said it's probably okay if we have the wash area outside. And in retrospect, I kinda regret it, because it's one of the little challenges of this shop. The fact that it is outside means that Kenneth has to physically be outside and there has to be another person physically inside the shop here. From an administrative point of view, it's kind of a hassle and a headache. But in the future, it would be cool if we could expand the shop, make it a little bit bigger, so the future it would look a little bit different, hopefully. I'm not quite able to do a proper ride today, but before going home, I am gonna look for some fun. And hopefully this downhill will be appropriate.
Kinuha na ang galing mo. Wala kang ikaw sa mga bahay ng lahat.
Hello! Agi ko! Sorry, thank you. Ah! Yeah, it's rotten. Agi ko, mama. Thank you. Agi ko, boss. Thank you. A little downhill traffic. It's been tough looking for a quiet spot to vlog. But I wanted to talk a little bit about what I had planned in the future for the shop. But before we get to that, if you've been a long-time follower of the vlog, you know that I'm a long-time partner of Curve Coffee collaborators. We've had an ongoing partnership for a while now, but I genuinely love what they do. I use their products all the time, especially for the cold brew that I sell at the shop. But also, they have the best people. The people at Curve genuinely care about coffee, and in the many hours I've spent in their showroom, it's always a good time tasting many different types of coffee. So give them a look at curve.coffee, that's their website, so that you can learn more about them, and I hope you discover and appreciate them in the same way I do. Thanks, Curve, for sponsoring this vlog. And the shop right now, we just want to keep it going, and it's fun just to be in the shop, just to think about bikes all day. But in the future, and we kind of did it recently, in the future I would like the shop to have more interesting bicycle builds. And we were kind of able to do something like that recently with the latest traction grit that we had. We changed the color, we put components fit for the kind of terrain that I think people will be riding in here in Cebu. And I have a couple of builds in mind, but I think moving forward, that is going to be a fun way to manage the shop. And also at the same time, since the bikes will be bespoke, pretty much custom, it's going to be good marketing for the shop. But most importantly, I want the shop to be able to build some sort of community, and that's really important to me. There's so many people passing this road, I swear. But yeah, I want the shop to build community, to get more people to ride bikes. So as much as possible, when I see people in the shop and I have a sense that they don't know each other, then I introduce them to each other, and hopefully at some point they start riding together. I just want more people to be on bicycles and just share how the bike has been important to me and how it has opened up my world. So if I can get that feeling to more people, then I think the bike shop will be very successful. Alright, it was kind of difficult just to find this spot the vlog in. Anyway,